the Multnomah County Building on Southeast Hawthorne, which is...
Testing. Country testing. What's up, guys? It's been a long time. I know notifications won't be sent. That's fine. I've grown accustomed and learned to deal with that. It used to be that you guys would actually be notified afterwards and watch it. Probably not now. A lot of YouTube channels have been hit with indiscriminate strikes on stupid little things. I'm not sure if you guys follow Anomaly. He's a more like a I'm in the country right now. Look, that's a fresh local beef. You should have seen when Roscoe saw a cow for the first time. My dog, he was like, what the hell is that? That's a big heifer. I love it out here, guys. Hopefully I live in a house like that one day. It's beautiful out here. Ain't nobody to bother you. Back at my sister's house, her friend, which lived a street over, and this is a common occurrence living in the city, and the frightening thing, especially lately, is like with the tension going on nowadays, which it's not really in my city, but Pasco has always been fucking wild. So if you guys have ever seen like a live PD on A&E, like YouTube channel or whatnot, you see Pasco, and they represent it so bad. And there's nice places in Pasco that look like this. This is Hillsboro, but like the rich people in Pasco, I think they did like a I don't know, you know, rich people and people who have money have power, and they get shit done and they get shit squashed. So they squashed the live PD, similar to how the Democrats squashed and canceled live PD, because they want to cancel history, similar to ISIL or ISIS canceling history, similar to the NAZIS canceling history, burning books. What were they doing? They were burning Bibles. I'm not sure if it was Portland, Washington, one of those states. My partner's from Brazil, and there was a joke brought up the other day because we were watching like a funny movie, like a, you know how like these funny like YouTube like clip shows like show like dogs humping and shit. And I brought up, I said, hey, you know that like there are places where you can have coitus with animals in America? Oh yeah, they're liberal places. Washington or Oregon, I believe it is. But and then they have a show on Netflix now. Oh, am I doxing myself? Am I doxing myself right now? Susan Rice. These are disgusting. They've all shown themselves. They've shown their hands. All right, and it's the scariest thing to me. We have NBA clearly. Oh no, I won't. You guys have like mass school shootings and this and that. They don't defend the I think they're called the Uyghurs, where they were all, their heads were shaved off and they were sent on trains. Sounds like Germany. Sounds like that. Slave camps. Nike. Goodyear. Get woke, go broke. What time are we living in right now? All these companies are showing themselves. The diversity training. Goodyear. Which I would have thought would have been like the most American company, right? Doesn't matter. Yuri Bezmenov said it the best. And I watch gaming channels mainly. Like I watch like Modern Warfare on only like a couple channels, like Lockdown 23 and 1, which is like a prison channel. He has a gaming channel and he plays it. I only watch it like literally because I'm broke and I don't have like a PS3 right now. So I watch it to kind of like vicariously live through him and watch him play because it's fun as shit. But they just came out with a Call of Duty Cold War trailer, right? And Yuri Bezmenov is in the trailer. I was surprised because the last Modern Warfare game, to make this fast, I know you guys probably don't really give a shit, but like video games have a lot of impact on the kids. Very similarly to like celebrity status, Cardi B, WAP, Wet Ass, #1 song, top 100 Billboard. Kids listen to this. She's out there talking about you need your pH balance to, and blah, blah, blah. You can't have your dude eat ribs and then you off and then you get like a infection, and it's disgusting, right? Madonna started this trend, all right? Sex icons. Now, it's okay if you're an adult, right, to be a sex icon and to do that, but when you're out pushed into the celebrity industry and you're on mainstream airwaves and the media and the news and the radio, kids are going to hear this. So they've been pushing this for a long time. And that was the point I wanted to get into with the new Call of Duty Cold War, right? So they have like this code breaker type thing they've been going through like the last month, where they send like a certain amount of streamers and like YouTube channels out like codes and like video clips and like piece it together, and it's all cryptic and shit, like it's the Cold War again, blah blah blah, whatever. I didn't really follow that, whatever. They've always been like super liberal. The last game they made was basically, I think it was like referencing Syria and Assad, that he was bombing his own people, right? Assad had the most Christians in his country for a Muslim country. That changed, all right? He fought a lot of that, and he tried to get a lot of that out. A lot of them got slaughtered. A lot of them got killed. We are persecuted. We always have been persecuted. Look at the lockdown. I'm forced to wear a mask at work. I'm watched on camera. My district manager was doing his little rounds or whatever at Speedway, which is the shitty little fucking job I have to make my shitty little $130. And I'm forced. I'm not like forced, but I'm forced. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's crazy because I had a customer the other day. I wasn't wearing it. I went up because I got called to the front to like, there was a line. I got called to the front, and this like fit Karen, like this Karen, like she sounded like she's from New Jersey. You're not wearing your mask. Nobody at my store wears their mask. We all talk about the same shit. We all talk about people who are in motorcycle accidents and how the numbers are inflated and how all the Democratic cities have ramped up, put people into nursing homes purposefully to jack the numbers up and kill them. We've all talked about people who we know who have went to the hospital for other issues and then gotten calls back saying, oh, your test result came back positive. You're positive for COVID. I didn't ask for a test result. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. You have. Or people who have asked for a test, gone in for a test numerous times, and then it got lost. Oh, it got lost. You'll have to come in and do another test or whatnot. What is going on? What is going on? It's clear to see. Control. Mail-in ballots, corona virus stimulus package the Democrats are pushing are to make it so the 37 states that we currently have voter ID laws in that are secured and have been locked in place by law are unlocked and disassembled. It's been working fine. They don't want it. What did they push at the DNC National Convention? The whole time, nothing. No policies. They had backstory on Joe Biden's deaths of his kids and how hard of a life he had growing up, and nothing about the 47 years that he had in political office where he did nothing but enrich himself. We're going to change. Change what? You didn't change shit. You've had 47 years to change. What did you change? In the 80s and early 90s, you were caught. You were caught lying, stealing, plagiarizing people, actually people that weren't even from America. Politicians from Britain. You were caught plagiarizing British politicians' speeches line for line. You're a fake. You're a fraud. I don't know if y'all saw that video. Word for word. Word for word. He plagiarized. Word for word. These people are fake and phony. Fake and phony. Laura Loomer won the 21st district, which is Trump's district, which is located that way. About 3.5 hours that way. 9+ Democratic district. Frankel ran unopposed. Unopposed, which is how AOC won. Unopposed means there's no voters. Democrats don't vote. They don't vote. They don't care. They don't get off their ass and do shit. The problem, this is the problem. This is the problem with them showing their cards. And I didn't understand. I didn't understand the play. It didn't make sense to me. Why? Because we all knew, and I've been talking about this for shit. I've been talking about this for years. Socialism, maps, minor attracted people, agendas in the school system. Yuri Bezmenov warned us in the 80s, before I was even born, about all this. Roscoe, if you think communism is shit, sit. If you think communism is shit, lay. They're dogs. They're dogs. Give me a second. Give me a second. It's okay that no one's watching. I know you will. All right? I know YouTube does their funny little tricks. Oh, someone is watching. Adrienne. Don Northrop. Too many false positives. Don. When this thing hit us, I was scared, okay? I severely overestimated the CCP and the D's in America, because when the first couple days it was reported, even though the CCP and they didn't report anything about this for months, even though the CCP and Beijing and all them in the higher ups knew that there was this supposed cornholio thing that was like affecting people. They knew that it was going on. They knew, which is funny because if you look at like the numbers in China, they're not bad at all. It doesn't make sense. Where this thing came from, WUHXANLAB, where it came out of in that whole city, they just had like a concert with like hundreds of people. They are more free in the CCP than we are here in America. And that is only due to the Dem-run politicians and governors in their states. Thankfully, I live in Florida. It was rough for the first month. I lost my job because the sheriff came in and shut down the hotel where we keep our dogs. I do overnight pet health and safety at a vet center and a doggy daycare and hotel. The county literally came in and shut us down because supposedly dogs, you know, this is all calculated, right? Our business where I work, you'd be surprised how popular it is for people. And I was astonished when I got the job, like where I work. I've been working at my place for about 5 years now, right? At the resort. I have regular dogs that I see weekly. I don't understand. My dog goes with me everywhere, all right? I don't know what these people do for a living, but they have the money, and more power to them because it keeps me employed at the rate of pay that I make, which is higher than any pay I could get around here. Like not like in college, which if I had a degree, it would be pointless anyways. I know many people who are unemployed and work shittier jobs than me who have bachelors and associates, and they can't do anything with their degrees. Besides the point, I'm still paying for school. My school is a technical school. It's a barber school. I should have finished. I have nobody to blame but myself. And that's because I was doing stupid things and I was on pills at the time. I should have graduated in 2011. I was stupid. I got in fights at school. I got kicked out. I am allowed to go back and finish because I have been paying and still pay. But the whole point is like going back to like Call of Duty, right? They've always been like liberal. Like the last game they made, and I know I'm boring you. I saw some people leave. The whole point, I don't care, whatever. People are going to watch this, whatever. You leave, that's fine. This is my channel. If you want to watch it, you want to watch it. If you want to engage and talk to me, engage and talk to me. I appreciate the 2 people that are here. The last game they had, it was a spin-off, and China does these things, right? Alex Canjones used to say that China used to pay Hollywood and they own like and I was just like, oh, that's ridiculous, you know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He was saying that like years ago, and like everything that I've like laughed at him about or like scoffed at him has actually like either been semi-true or came true in the long run, which is crazy because now everything he says, I do not even take with a grain of salt anymore. And it gives me more anxiety because he's been correct on almost 96% of what he has stated. A lot of his conjecture and like hype. Because I understand that like being Alex, like he's done this for so long and it's got to be depressing, like knowing all the shit and having the heat that he has on him. It's got to be depressing. So you have to like kind of like have fun a little bit and talk about like goblins and shit like that. He's not like David Icke, which I'm not discrediting Icke. he also has a lot of truth that he speaks. He gets off on different tangents. I don't believe in like the lizard. Like, I don't know what he's talking about with that. I don't believe in all that shit. But like, they've banned that guy. And they've banned other people for having him on his platform. David Icke. I'm not sure like the age of the people who are watching me right now. I think the last time I looked at my demographics, they're pretty similar to my age. They're 24 to about 28. I just turned 31, by the way, in July, which I'm not proud about. But thankfully, even though I look like a bum right now, because I've been working my ass off and haven't had a haircut. But Dr. Disrespect was banned from Twitch. He had a multi-million-dollar streaming contract with Twitch, and he was up there with Ninja. This is all boring shit. And if you don't watch this type of shit, these people are popular. Like, you can get millions of dollars for streaming or doing YouTube, right? Which was not the reason why I started. I started because nobody would listen to me, like my family and friends on Facebook. And I was sick of everybody being so fucking brainwashed by the media and the people I grew up with who I knew were smart and logical and reasonable thinkers that just wouldn't reply to shit because they were afraid that if they would even comment something or even question me underneath my comment, that everybody else would see that they would get harassed. That is what we have to fight against. It's cancel culture in general, period. We have to stop worrying what other fucking people think. That's why I created a channel. I don't give a fuck no more. I just got a comment, which is the first bad or negative comment on my channel that I can remember this morning. It said, it was on a video that I made a long time ago. ABC or CBS, it was CBS. They made a show called Punch a Nazi, I think, right? It was just pure propaganda. And it was like highly produced show called Punch a Nazi. Clearly antagonizing their viewers, excuse me, and propagandizing children who would watch this show, because you know that adults are going to watch the show and kids are going to be on the couch while these crazed leftists, because the leftists only love to soak up. It's an addiction with these people, which is why they're out on the streets right now. All this is timed too perfectly. Cornholio viral 19, locked up. I lost my job for 2 weeks. I was living with my sister at the time. You don't have many freedoms to do what you want to do when you live at another person's place. It's embarrassing. It sucks. My credit sucks. I can't get a place that easy. So you're dependent on that person. So you respect them. Even though I was like staying safe, but I was still going out and doing what I was living. I wanted to live my life the same way I did, right? I couldn't because I had to respect my sister because she had kids at the place. All right, whatever. I was right in the long run. Shut the economy down. California's currently shutting electricity off. They have rolling blackouts in California right now because probably due to COVID, right? You can't even get FOIA requests, Freedom of Information Act requests, which are a constitutional right to get. You cannot get. Our constitutional rights are being trampled. Getting a firearm, 250,000 plus firearms within the last month. The DNC was talking about taking firearms. These people aren't for real, and nobody in America supports them besides probably. What do you guys think? Like, are you guys even talking? With Trump, we will keep on winning. Chicken, yeah, we are. Did you guys see the guy in Shasta County, California? He was a veteran. And he went in front of the commission and spoke in front of the city. Suzanne says, I haven't seen you go live in forever. I haven't went live in forever. YouTube has changed this because they haven't been, like, they're not showing me. It's showing I have no viewers right now, but I'll continue to talk because I believe that people are watching me, or they will continue to watch this. And if there's no one watching me right now and they won't say something to verify they're watching within 5 seconds, then I'm going to continue on to a different point because the video is going to be uploaded to my channel. It's showing one person. There's one person. I don't trust this shit. Hello? Are you there? Adrienne's the last person. You're showing 3? Okay, hey, what's up? Okay, now it's showing 3. Now it's showing 4. Now it's showing 1. Okay. All right. So I'm ADD. I've been up for 14 hours. I just got off my night shift at the pet resort. Let me say this real fast. And then I want to talk to you guys since I have you guys here because I love you guys. I miss you guys. Call of Duty's always been liberal. The gaming industry has always been liberal. Ubisoft has always been liberal. I haven't had a gaming system for a long time because I haven't had the time, like within my personal life, to game, even though I love gaming. I haven't really been like a crazed gamer. Like I'll game a little bit, more like when I was a kid. But I did get into Metal Gear Solid a lot. But a lot of the gaming industry is liberal, and you'll see a lot of their propaganda implanted in the game. I noticed it in, what was the last game? Modern Warfare, the last one. During the storyline, they're basically showing like how bad it is to live in Syria. And the leader was bombing his own citizens who were, they said they were like fighting against the government. And like, they were like, oh my God, our leader is like gassing us. We're just trying to like practice our freedom. What I found was it was basically Assad, all right? I'm not saying Assad is the greatest guy on earth or whatnot, but he did have a lot of Christians in his country. A lot of them were killed. He tried to stop that, to keep the religion in his Muslim country, majority Muslim country, all right? So I applaud him for that. And there was a reason why I got my channel striked several times for going out against the narrative during Trump's election and like before. They've been trying to do this for a while where, oh, he bombed his own people, he gassed kids. And in a video I made that got taken down for inappropriate content and spreading false information, was I made the similarity to in the 90s during the I'm blanking on the war right now, but basically they had a female that was a representative of a government official in front of Congress say that they were taking kids out of incubators and crushing their heads in the street. Never happened, all right? They always use kids. They always use kids. Did you guys watch the convention last night where now they're trying to make some sort of narrative that Biden has a speech impediment? I'm not sure if any of you guys have ever met or lived alongside or went to school with someone with a speech impediment, you get used to it quite fast. If you never have, and I'll be honest, the first time I like encountered someone with it, I thought they were joking and I laughed, and I was young and I was immature because I thought it was funny. It's not funny. It's very sad when these people and they stutter, all right? They are literally, this is how low and how stupid they think their voters are. And this is what doesn't make sense to me, because like everybody has got to see the game they're fucking playing. So they're literally trying to say that he has a speech impediment. There was no policies. There was no history on writing laws or drafting laws or any work on anything that was done previously in his 47 years. It was simply about him being a decent person. And if you watch Tucker, if you watch any of YouTube channels, you see the propaganda they play. They constantly use all the media narratives and figureheads saying the same exact thing. They'll have a script that's sent out saying, say decent. So they all say decent, 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 decent person, decent, drilling it in these people's heads. I don't see how anybody hasn't seen this shit. So now they're saying he has a speech impediment. So they use a kid. They bring a little kid out. I don't know if you remember being a little kid. I thought I was an ugly little kid. I was physically and mentally abused as a kid by my stepfather and my stepmother and bullies on my block. And I can hold my own, but only to a certain degree. And I went through a lot of shit, right? Kids are mean. The shit that they're doing to kids and how they are using kids is disgraceful. And it's identically similar to how ISIL or ISIS use kids. They put them in front. Similar to Antifa in Portland. You saw a video of the cops charging them. The cops they're getting sick and tired. They're not playing the games no more, right? Their hands are tied. They're not allowed to do shit. My cousin is dating a cop in a nicer area. Like, none of this shit's even going on here, but they're afraid to even do their job. Like, people don't, like, they're afraid to do what they're supposed to do. The cops were sick. They charged. The night after that, shit, what was I talking about? I was talking about the cops charged. Oh, so the cops charged and they busted through. I saw it on Donut Operator's channel. They busted through. I thought it was hilarious. Like, they smacked through these people. They scattered like fucking roaches. You put the light on roaches, they scatter. These people are weak. These people are the first people that will be lined up against the wall and splattered. Which always happens in history. Always. History doesn't change. History doesn't change. It's clear to see what's happening. Which is why I don't understand why people can't wake up. I don't understand it. Yuri Bezmenov says you have to, like, you can unplug the bananas from their ears and you can put them in front of the death camps and they will walk directly in and say, "What are you talking about? You're crazy." They'll walk off to their deaths. Which is similar to what I assume would be some of the people that, you know, in the 40s. I don't know what happened there. I haven't studied a lot of that. But YouTube's not showing me any chat. And I don't know if anybody's still here. It's hard to see people still not see. It is. That's why I wanted to get on. I wasn't sure if I was gonna have anybody come on or anybody still interested to be in a conversation with us, because I know we have really intelligent people that watch me and that come around and are part of, like, look at the view I have now in the country. I need to get a dehumidifier because the AC just blasts the window with humidity. It's so messy right now because I work nights. I don't want to show you. But it's nice to actually have a place. Oh, look. What was once a great city. This picture was taken before Corona. It's a piece of history. History will imprint all the negative aspects of what people have done to it. History won't forget. This is what I don't understand. I think they're so brazen because I talked 2.5, 3 years ago, 4 years ago on Facebook before I had a YouTube channel about their Pedialyte agenda, their map agenda. I talked about all this because I saw it. I don't know if I like noticed it because, and it was just like when I was getting politically awakened, because I've always been, I wouldn't say an anarchist, because when I created Facebook, I waited the longest out of anybody to create Facebook. Like my whole family, Facebook was already like created like for like 7 years, and my whole family was like, "Oh wow, he finally like came on." But like I should have never got on it. I always just had like a bad feeling about it. Like, what, these people are crazy. Like, why are you on that? Like, why? And then I did it like, and like kind of felt like slimy like after I did it. I haven't had it for like 2 years now. Couldn't be happier. Don't give a shit. I have Instagram on my phone downloaded. Which is the same. Facebook owns it. So they're still collecting all the data and shit. I don't know, but these people are showing their hands now. Take the guns. Socialized healthcare. Chavez said the same thing. They whisper sweet nothings into your ear. And was it Maduro or Maduro? Maduro is Venezuela, right? So when he first got elected into office, they emplaced all these socialist, all the socialist policies in. All right. They spent a lot of money on the poor and stuff. And yeah, for the first year, people were being fed. There was a lot of programs that helped a lot of people. And this is how it always works, right? It's kind of like people are like, oh, okay, yeah, this is nice, right? But it doesn't last because you start taking money from different resources. And what happened was, obviously, people get greedy. And him and his daughter are the richest people in Venezuela right now. So when it comes to communism, which socialism is always the next step towards communism, there is no middle class. And the left hates the middle class. If you watched the Democratic National Convention last night, they act like they are religious when, if you listen to the first night, they had a guy in front of a George Floyd mural. I think it said like, "I can't breathe" or something like that, singing the national anthem. But instead of saying, which for our republic it stands for justice and for all, someday. they added someday to the end of it, like African Americans, Hispanics, even illegal immigrants don't have the same justice in our country, which is divisive bullshit. Last night, if you watch, I think it was a little kid, a little black kid they had in front of like a Black Lives Matter mural. They left out one nation under God. They completely cut it out. They cut it out. These people are openly Orwellian, communist, socialist, authoritarian psychopaths who are blatantly, disrespectfully shoving it in our face. I think they are trying to get us, they want something to happen, right? A year and a half to 2 years ago, they started the okay. Is an algorithm going to pick that up? Oh, look, now I'm a WP, Caucasian power. This right here, for hundreds of years, and ever since I was born, has always meant, all right, okay. They still use it in sports. They still use it during SWAT raids, police raids. Okay, always meant okay. Frogs. I want you guys to talk more. Okay, you guys are talking. What the hell? YouTube has completely changed this. They don't want me to talk with my community. I cannot wait to get out and into the country life again. I'm back and forth. Have to send a text. Beautiful country view. I am here. See, look, they're not show. They used to show me this during lives. They're not showing me this. You quit Facebook. Yeah. I quit Facebook. I started Facebook before I was political. And what's funny is, a couple of years before Trump, my friend, like, I had a Facebook for like maybe like a year or so. And he was on my page and he's like, bro, you got to delete. He was the one that like showed me who Alex Jones was. Like, because I've never been political or like into conspiracies. He showed me who Alex Jones was. And my friend had like some mental issues, like bipolar, like anxiety problems, like OCD and shit. So like he was watching this crazy guy, right? And at this time, Obama was in office. And I remember like sitting on my bed, we were like playing Grand Theft Auto or some shit. And I'm like, what are you watching? Like he's talking about like Obama and the borders are wide open. And I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, bro, you don't understand. Like Obama, this was during the pandemic for, what was that African pandemic? Yeah, whatever. Obama mentioned that last night in his speech. Oh, we made sure a major pandemic never hit our shores. Okay, what about H1N1 when hundreds of thousands of people died, way worse, way faster, and nobody complained, nobody raised a finger, no masks, nobody was shut down. What about that? Does anybody who's watching currently, or anybody who will watch in the future who can leave a comment underneath, know anybody that has had the cornholio viral symptoms and test positive for it? That you know for a fact, that you have witnessed and you have seen, like, yeah, man, they were sick. I know one. And for the longest, I've known none. Not any customers that I've encountered. And working part-time at a gas station, I see hundreds, if not 1,000 people a week. I don't know anybody that has really known anybody. A couple people knew somebody, but it was like their friend's friend or someone that they work with, cousin or something. What are we doing? What are we doing? The last live stream I made, I was talking about how, you know what, I gotta give it up to myself. I gotta give it up to myself. They have a target on my channel. I've known that for the longest. Recently, I've had a copyright strike, which is invalid, and they make it hard for people who have cell phones. They know a majority of people don't have the luxury of having a computer. So people like me who do long live streams, who, you know, might want to grow and possibly like put ads throughout this longer live stream, which you can do. I could put an ad every 30 seconds if I want to, if I was a dickhead. I've never done that. No, I've never done that. They won't let you do that unless you have a computer. Previously, I had a browser which I can go through, and it made it think that I was on a desktop. But the algorithm, they've changed it. So they've done these different sort of system updates and changes to make it harder for people like us to put adverts and make a living off of these things. Also, when you have a copyright, you have to have like a desktop laptop to type out like your copyright. The videos that I make shouldn't be copyrighted because I provide commentary. So I'm gonna have to dispute that because copyright strikes do count against my channel. I have one copyright strike, and I believe I have one community guideline strike. I have 2 strikes on my channel that are hard strikes. One they consider as a warning, and it was for inappropriate content. And it's always for revealing the leftist agenda. Always. The first strike I made was I was buzzed and I was watching a video that pissed me off from Sweden. And it was about demographic change, which is what I spoke about in the video. And the demographic change that led to the video that was created in Sweden was of 2 African travelers stomping a kid's face out and pissing on him. And I posted it. Didn't show anything besides a stream. Someone saw it. I'm not sure who, because I don't get any views on my channel, so I'm not sure who sees these things. Someone saw it, boom, immediately, within a week. Inappropriate. You cannot show the truth. You can't show the truth. Now, if you are a leftist and you show yourself going up to a Nazi and punching them, these people don't get strikes. These people don't get strikes. See the cows? I'm just waffling. I'm just waffling. I miss y'all. I miss y'all. It's so nice being out in the country now. Spanish moss. We got cows over here. A couple celebrities live up the road. Their guest house is bigger than any house I'll ever own. I think it's like 4 bedrooms or some shit. It's crazy. But I am 20 minutes outside of the city. I'm 10 minutes from any store. which kind of sucks because y'all know I like to drink my beer, but that's good for me because save money and I won't drink as much. I know a couple people who know somebody who supposedly had it. I think it's difficult to prove if you don't know the person and the details. Adrienne, once again, I'm sorry. Normally, when you have chat enabled on a live stream, YouTube used to pull your chat up. So when you would type your comment in, especially as a mod, I would see it. But throughout their updates, they do little things like this to disengage you from the people who watch you and your base and the friends and family that you have created. And they do that because they're sore losers and they can't win. They can't win. If I were to guess, I saw the map 2016 of the states. It was red, all right? Hillary Clinton last night was begging people to fill out their mail-in votes. Same thing as absentee ballots. It's the same thing, the Democrats say. Absentee mail-in, same thing. It's not the same thing. Absentee, you have to request and validate, and it has to be sent to you via request, and then you sign it and you turn it in, and it's noted. They're mailing 51 million ballots out. The fact that this is even allowed to happen, that I don't believe it. I don't believe it. All right, because you guys, I'm speechless. I'm speechless. I miss you too, Adrienne. I miss you too. Look, I haven't came on because I look like a bum. I look like Steve Bannon. Like a slob right now. Because I've been working. I just got transferred and I got my hours back. I got my hours back. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but I lost my job. My main job, right? I have two jobs. I have a job at Speedway, which is my shitty part-time peasant job where I make food and ring people up for their cigarettes and shit, which I've done for like 5+ years. It's easy. I know what I'm doing. I make 10 an hour, which isn't the greatest, but you know, if I was in a liberal city and I was pushing for $15 an hour, my job probably, I'd have it. They'd probably cut my hours down to like maybe like 15 hours a week from like 25. And then within like 5 months, they'd probably like, there'd be a robot to like replace me, which was funny, which was another thing I predicted years ago. They say these things and these slogans that sound so good when you're young and indoctrinated. A living wage. A living wage. Shit. I would like a living wage. I want a living wage. I've never had a living wage. I've lived paycheck to paycheck most of the time. Very rarely, until now again, where I'll have like, I'll be able to go out and go to a nice restaurant and splurge, which me and my partner did the other day. We went to Texas de Brazil, which is a Brazilian steakhouse, like all you can eat. Called it, hey, COVID, do you guys have takeout right now? No takeout, no? Eat it, dine in? Okay, yeah. It's a buffet? Yeah? All right. No mention of prices. When we got there, they treated us like royalty. I'm like, oh, I know this shit's gonna be so expensive. By the time we left, it was crazy. They bring the meats with like the cuts, lamb, pork chop, prime rib, skirt steak, filet, chicken bacon, chicken cordon bleu, salads that you can get. They got everything. It was $148. I was like, oh my God. I should have known because it was in Tampa International Plaza. I'm like, fuck. I was just looking for like a place like in Orlando. There's a Brazilian buffet called Camila's. It's the best. All you can eat. I think you pay like $12 and you get all you can drink beer. Like during COVID, you could get all you could drink beer. The best. Before I got into the relationship, I didn't know like much about Brazil. I knew they spoke Portuguese, which is completely different from Spanish, which I know a little bit of Spanish. It's kind of similar, but Portuguese is kind of like French, Spanish, and like Italian mixed in like its own language. It's really it's different. Like agua is agua, which is water, but like cerveza, which is beer, is cerveja. So like you have like the little similarities, but then you have like when you hear them talking with each other, because I've met a lot of different people from Brazil. Like we have a good friend from Brazil who's from the south of Brazil, and she is Japanese Brazilian. They talk so fast. Like there's not even a chance of you learning to like try to like understand or like try to even learn the language. So I'm flustered because I've always wanted to learn another language, especially a language that I can learn keep doing you. All right, bye-bye, Suzanne. Yeah, I'm just doing like kind of like a test to see. I'm glad I got I think 4 or 5 people in here tops. I know a lot of you guys can come back and rewatch it. There was a couple of points I wanted to make. I got carried away. I'm ADHD. I've been up for 13 hours. I just got back from night shifts. I just got, see what I mean? Like this, like point proven. Like I was just on a rant about me getting my job back because I lost my job from COVID, and I was working in Pinellas County, which was close to Pasco, but was still about like a 20-minute drive when I lived with my sister. And I moved out to Hillsboro in the country, and I should be fired from the job already, to be honest with you, but I've done so much for the company and I've been with them so long, and they know that like it's a simple type of thing, me being late, you know what I mean? Like because I like the job they had me doing, I got fired and I got rehired, and they gave me the key and the code to the building to go in at 5 a.m. and like mop and sweep and do like, you know, like the little shit like that, like basically. So like nobody else would come in until like 6:30. So like me being 15-20 minutes late, like I didn't think would be a problem, but it was a problem. And he met me, and this has happened before, like when I had my full-time hours, like when I was doing night shift, like I would drink a shit ton when I came back because it's hard to like sleep during the daytime, right? And I was really unhappy at that time. You can go back into my videos way back when and see like yeah, I wasn't in a good state of mind, but I was drinking a lot, and it was hard for me to wake up, and I'd be late, right? Like they'd call me at like 11, hey, you were supposed to be here at 8. So that has happened a couple of times. More than enough to be fired, but they kept me. So I came into work the other day, like I woke up a little late. I got to work, I was 45 minutes late. My manager came in, and it's always like a weird vibe because he's a newer manager. I work at the corporate location. There's 4 different stores that the owner owns. I work at the corporate location, and he called for me. Corey, come here. I'm like, fuck. It was the day I was late. I knew he saw, because when he clocks in, he sees the whole sheet of everybody that clocked in that day, and he saw that I did. He had a sheet printed out for me, and I didn't expect him to do this. I thought he was going to grill me on me being 40 minutes late that night. 5:05, you're supposed to be here at 5. 5:17, 5:08, 5:20, 5:30, 5:45. He's like, you're lucky I didn't put 5:45 on today because you'd lose your job. That would be considered a no-call, no-show. And I'm like, fuck. Like, I'm blessed. I don't know. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. So I just got transferred to Tampa, and I have my full hours back, which is amazing, because that little job I was doing back at my original store location was from 5 in the morning, which I had the keys and the code, and I had to get a background check for, which I already had one before, so I'm not sure why they did it, but they had to rerun a background check, I don't know, to make sure I didn't have any animal abuse and like pedophile charges or like felony, I don't know, but I mean, they're giving me the keys to the store, so whatever. So it felt really good to get rehired back after I lost my job due to COVID from when I had my original hours. And I worked like 15 minutes from the store. I don't know what I'm talking about right now, guys. I'm about to go. I just wanted to, I love the scenery where you are. It looks so beautiful and peaceful. I told you before, my bro, working on getting land in the country for self-sustainability. Yeah, but you know the problem. Have you ever had well water? I've never had well water before. I think like when I was younger, I went to a friend's house that had well water, but I heard that they vary. And it's water that's not hooked up to the distribution center of like the city, which is where they have their little stations where they pump what's the chlorine, what's that stuff that they put on the teeth? They put it in the water in those stations. Like if you're in any, yeah, fluoride. Yeah, growing up in Iowa, it was always touted by my father and by family members and friends that you could drink the water straight from the tap in Iowa because it had fluoride, right? And when you're a kid growing up, and where I was, my dad's dental coverage through his company, because my mom cut hair and she didn't have like health insurance for me, it was through my dad. So every time I went to Iowa, every other winter and every summer, I went like and got my teeth done. You know, you do your fluoride treatment, so you think it's good, like, oh, it's good for your teeth. And yeah, so I drank straight tap water. If it calcified my pineal gland, imagine if I didn't drink it. Imagine how woke I would be if I didn't drink it. I loved growing up water straight from the hose. And I thought that was like exclusive to like me and my friends, but like I hear people talking about it, like Theo Vaughn, he said the same thing. Other people I've heard say the same exact shit, like from the 80s and 90s, like drinking the hose water. Nothing better than hose water. No longer. But no, well water smells like rotten eggs. It's a nightmare. What do you think is going to happen, guys? Do you think they're going to blatantly steal this? Send out 50 million ballots? Hold the election? Hold the election for 4 weeks and then do what they do with other candidates, like a New York politician that just got put in place illegally when a guy actually won the position, but they put in place the person that they wanted to. Trump, I know Trump will win. I know the popular vote. I know people that I talk to and run into daily. These sort of people are fringe. These sort of people are fringe, all right? They blast it out on the mainstream media daily. And I think it was Himmler who was like one of Hitler's like foot soldiers. You know, if you blast a lie out daily over and over and over again, eventually it becomes truth. And it seems like that's what they're doing. Blatant lies and misinformation. Almost like they know that these people are too foolish and stupid and too much of a pleb to look the information up on the smartphone that they have. Like when Cuomo was at the National Convention and called it the European virus. Flat out called it the European virus. I believe he will win too. I believe he will win. As a matter of fact, I would bet you $500 of money that I don't have. I would bet any leftist $500 of money that I don't have that he would win in a margin of, in real life, $65%. 65% of America, I think, is voting, whether silently or for him. These people are crazy, yo. Alright, I just wanted to get on here. It's been a nightmare of a stream. I am tired. I'm glad I got to see some familiar faces. Roscoe. Who's that? Hey. Paul. Sit. Paul. Sit. Sit. All right. Nobody's here, so I'm out. I love y'all. Don't believe the mainstream media. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Mark Davis, I haven't seen you for I think over a year. It's showing that nobody's here. They play these mind games with me. Jules Mark Davis, I haven't seen you for over a year. When did you come? I was about to leave, but I will say hi and acknowledge you if you acknowledge me back. I want to... Hey, God bless you as well. God bless you as well. This was a test stream. I love you. Thank you for staying around. I remember you. Test stream is over. I love you guys. Roscoe loves you guys. And I need to take the garbage out. Peace.